Hey team, this is one of our, hold on, just let me record. Recording, okay. If you're in the witness protection program, now's your time to leave. No, I'm just kidding. So team, this is Caesar, okay? Caesar is one of our best loan officers. Number one, he's very good at what he does. Number two, he doesn't let a lead go, past his fingers. Number three, he's also bilingual, so he's helped a lot of the Spanish community. So tell the team I've helped the Spanish community, somebody who maybe had an ITIN or just tax returns from their business. Give us an example. Dig deep. I know we've done a bunch. Yeah, what's the one that sticks out?
We've done a bunch. I mean, me and Corey, another sales rep here for mortgages, we've done. I can name countless situations where somebody comes up to me and they say, "Hey, Caesar, I don't have the proper documentation or whatever the case is. I need help getting a mortgage. Can you help me?" And so most of the times, yeah, one that comes on top of my head is a taco spot, actually. It's a taco spot out in Texas. So great guy, he actually runs a restaurant.
He was depositing a lot. 30, 40 grand a month?
30, 40 grand a
lot.
Month. Yeah, he was doing well for himself.
Money saved. Credit
score, was good, but realistically, the documentation was what was troubling him. So we helped him out. We were able to get a mortgage for him. He's actually looking to do a commercial property now, so we're working on that. But we actually helped him get a primary residence, just using, again, his bank statements. The last 12 months, I think, is what we needed. And it made it pretty much seamless for him. It was super easy, guys. And we made the process happen for him. He wouldn't have been able to do it if he was trying to use his tax returns, because a lot of
he wasn't in business that long. The restaurants beat them up. He did do a lot of cash.
Exactly.
Now he's starting to distribute all of the food he gets, and he gets really good price. So he's trying to go wholesale too, to distribute it to his competitors. Yeah. So now he's only have a store, his competitors. So we're helping him trying to get almost like a restaurant depot for those who are in New York to distribute that stuff as well. But I just wanted this easy to jump on so you guys know that these things are just not, that we do close them. They do have real world applications. People from all walks of life use them, whether they're a citizen, not a citizen, whether they do their taxes, don't do their taxes. There's a lot of ways we can do it. That just happened to be one he picked. I remember there was one individual that was, husband was self-employed. Remember that guy? The guy and the wife was W-2'd.
Yes.
And we were able to do that as well. They had, 10% down payment. Obviously the rate was high because less of a down payment. But, these are some of the guys that want you to meet some of the team that sells for your team that you guys could see in the flesh. So thank you, my man.
Thank you, man.
I appreciate it. Keep up the good work.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. So, team, with that being said, like I said, that was just a success story. Some world applications. And hello to everyone. Hello. I'm going to bring up my slideshow as usual. For those of you that are new to the program, new to the series, I'm going to go through my spiel, not as quickly as possible, just like to outline a few points, uninterrupted. I'm not going to answer any questions until the end. So as questions pop up, team, either throw them in the chat, put them in the Q&A. This way I can answer them, and then we can, move along expeditiously. You guys can put whatever you want in there, whatever questions. If you have no questions pertaining to what we have, like Shai did in the beginning with the Facebook ads, feel free. But right now we are going to do the non-QM family Let's Speak. So okay. We make your life easy, guys. As you know, a lot of individuals on here give us leads. They market for us. It's an easy three-step process. You provide the client's info. You really just sit back, relax, and you receive your commission. Why can you sit back and relax and receive commission? Because of my teammates like Caesar. I'm only as good as my team. I'm only as good as my team. I'm only as good as they train. I'm only as good as they work. Okay? If I have a weak link, the system has a weak link. Right now, we don't have any. I have two individuals right now here. Late night calling the leads that you guys are putting in. It really is that simple, guys. We are licensed. We talk to them. That's a very big part of you guys being able to do it. You are marketing for us, and then we are selling for you. I am using my license. You guys are not using my license, okay? Caesar is almost licensed. I have Corey licensed, myself, Jesse, Ashley, Corey. So we are licensed again. It's that easy. Just do what you do best and get the leads here and get us the referrals, okay? Our loan programs. And again, this pretty much all fits in the non-QM except for FHA and conventional, but I just wanted to remind people that we do those. We do them well. We just like to emphasize the bank statement programs or the non-QM family, meaning really alternative forms of income or not getting sold to Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac. Non-QM, bank statements, the DSCR loans, fix and flip, meaning if you're looking to buy a property, get rehab money and sell it, that's the type of loan you do. Bridge loan, have a commercial property that's not rented, or you need to bridge the gap until a loan is sold. That can encompass a second mortgage. That can encompass, money to fix a house, some rehab funds on a commercial property or residential property. Okay? FHA, government-backed program. Guidelines are looser. The program with the least down payment out there, except for the Fannie Mae Dream Home or a VA, which we do. We do VA as well. I left them off this list, but we do VAs. We do conventional. We do loans for mixed-use properties, and we do multifamily loans, multifamily unit loans. Biggest property I've done year to date was 30 units. Okay? Next, non-QM loans. They are a viable alternative penetrating the market that has been insufficiently mined for the past 15 years. Additionally, it is a loan product that has not become a huge commodity, so there's room to gain market recognition in addition to a profit motive. So that means profit motive by closing more. Non-QM is the best suited for self-employed borrowers, high net worth borrowers, real estate investors, and non-warrantable condos. Now, why do we say it's the best thing to go after, especially if you're marketing? A lot of people do not know about this loan. It's all about education. This is why I'm on here. You see all day when you walk in your bank, conventional, give me your tax returns. Hell, there are people that aren't mortgage licensed that probably know conventional loans better than me, just because of all the advertising they've seen from their banks, walking into their banks, or they've done it before. Okay? Next, non-QM solutions. So here's a couple of things. 12 to 24 months bank statements, guys, exactly what it says. We're using 12 or 24 months of bank statements to prove your income. All right, so what I do, I take the deposits, divide those deposits by 12 or 24, depending on the bank statements that I have. So, example, somebody's depositing $120,000 a year. I give them income of $10,000 a month. That's how we operate. That's what we use for income. All right? 12 to 24 month profit and loss. Exact same thing. One of the things that can kill a bank statement deal is what they call NSFs, or insufficient funds charges, meaning the bank covered a fee for you, not a fee, a bill that got debited or a charge that came to your account. They let you go negative, but they charge you for it. So if you have too many of those, my underwriters will kill your bank statement program. However, we could pivot and go to a profit and loss. So just a few disclosures, little asterisks, disclaimers, whatever you want to call it. It must be done by a CPA. You cannot do it yourself. Cannot come from QuickBooks. It must be done by a licensed CPA, and they must have, they call it an ITIN number or a TIN number, and it must be listed, with the federal government, with the IRS. Okay? So that's a few disclaimers, a few ways we can use it. Okay? That is really one of the only ways you could use it. It has to be done by a CPA, guys. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it and no ways around it. Mine has to be done by a CPA. Licensed CPA, not a tax preparer. Okay? Asset depletion. A friend of mine is doing an asset depletion right now. He has a bunch of money in the bank. He has no income right now because he just started a business. Business is viable, but he's at that in-between stage where he's not quite a year to prove bank statements, not quite able to do tax returns yet, but he does have money in the bank, and we could do an asset depletion. So what that means is they take your assets, okay? Let's say you have $1 million in the bank. We would take that $1 million, divide that by 60 or 80, depending on the program that we go to, and that is the monthly income that you get. Okay? So whatever $1 million is divided by 60, that's what I'd use for monthly income. That's what we would use to determine your debt to income ratio. 1099, becoming a very, very, very popular program, especially now since what's called a gig economy. What does that mean? Individuals are now doing gigs, service-based, whether it's web design, marketing, HVAC service for another company, trucking where they get 1099. with the COVID came a lot of people becoming entrepreneurial, working from their home, starting their own business. So they're getting 1099. How I could use a 1099 is like this. If you're doing 100,000 a year, if you're 1099, let's say one for 100,000, one for 50, one for 40, one for 10, that gives me $200,000. That means I take 90% of that, and that's your income. So 90% of $200,000 is what is that? 180,000. So I would give you roughly $15,000 a month in income. And again, guys, I don't know if my numbers are correct. Just giving you a rough idea. So I would base your debt to income on a $15,000, and again, still 50 debt to income ratio, meaning only 50% of your income can go towards all of your bills and your principal, interest, and taxes, and insurance payment, your pity, plus all your bills that show up in your credit report, give us what's called a back-end ratio, meaning all your bills with the mortgage payment combined cannot be more than 50% of what you do, of what gets paid out, okay? 9 loan, no income or no employment. What does that mean? Exactly what it says. I'm not putting any income on there. I'm not putting any employment. I'm just making the application, pulling your credit. Now, here are the trade-offs. You have to have a year's worth of mortgage payments in the bank. So, for example, if your mortgage payment is $2,000 a month, I need to have a year of that in the bank. I need to show that after your down payment, if it's a purchase, that you have $24,000 left in the bank as what they call reserves. So they're pity reserves. So 12 months of whatever your payment is need to be in the bank, as well as putting down 20 to 30% of your 20 to 30% of your down payment down. Okay. Eligible properties, 1 to 4 residential units, regular residential properties team. I could do condos, both warrantable and non-warrantable. 5+ multifamily, mixed use, and commercial. Again, for those who don't know mixed use store on the bottom, residential properties up top. It's considered mixed use also when the residential portion, square footage wise, is more than the commercial portion, down on the ground floor. Okay, and the ground floor could be office, it could be restaurant, it could be an array of businesses. As long as every one of those units is rented, we're good to go. Same thing with commercial. Okay, we do commercial properties, but like office buildings, a bunch of stuff. Everything's like office buildings, like I said, office buildings, warehouses, mobile home parks, light use industrial, self-storage, a bunch of stuff, team. Nothing too funky. Still no vacant land. I can get vacant land purchased. All right, 65% minimum loan is $100,000, so roughly $135,000. Still have yet to close one of them. Vacant land is just so tough to do, team. Vacant land, as I put an asterisk, can do sometimes. Okay, occupancy types. I could do your primary residences. I could do your second homes. I can do short-term seasonal rentals. Those are your Airbnbs and your VRBOs. And I can do investment properties. Okay? Team, I don't see many questions, though. If you guys have any questions, I know I've gone over this. I know there's some newbies in here. Whether you guys have questions about this or any other programs we do, shout them out, load it up. I'll do it towards the end, which we're just about done with the slideshow, team. This may be the last slide. Primary residentials, let's see. And our foreign national program, okay? The foreign national program, guys, all right, this also falls in the non-QM. Why? Because it's also a DSCR loan, all right? 70% loan to value. Borrower needs to have a valid visa to enter the U.S. Income letters to verify income. Sometimes I don't need those. Assets used for cash to close the reserves can be sourced outside of the U.S. For example, if it's Canadian or, you have from Mexico, wherever the case may be, Dubai, there are some restricted list countries though, guys. We could use that. They do lower the debt to income though if we do go full doc. Instead of 50, it is 43%, I'm sorry. You also do need to show some more money in the banks. And we do use DSCR is allowed, meaning we can use the income of the property. Okay, and team, that's really it. I wanted to do a brief overview for the newbies. I didn't want to get too much in detail. As you all know, I'm going to stop the share. I'm going to go off the questions right now. Not too many, but there is a few. When do you think interest rates will drop? Soon, Mr. Vecchione, soon. By the end of the year. 2024 is turning into what? An election year, right? Every 4 years. So I think they're going to drop soon. I know the Fed's going to be in a pause right now due to it looks like inflation is becoming under control. So there's going to be a pause. So that is a great question, great market commentary. For those of you who want to see what the interest rate trends are going, obviously I keep on CNBC, but a great indicator, forget about who shows what, because everybody has different. Bank rate has something different than Citibank as far as 30-year average fixed. Something you want to watch is the yield on the 10-year bond, team. Again, the yield on the 10-year bond will give you a good idea of where rates are going, okay? So that was a quick one tonight, team. It's only 7:20. Like I said, I know it was very general, but sometimes I like to keep it that way because I don't want you guys to pre-qualify people yourself. Give us a call, guys. If you have a viable customer on the phone, if you don't know if they qualify, it's not your job. That's me and my team's job. Never going to get mad if you have a client on the phone that is actually interested in getting a mortgage. Give us a call. We'll pre-qualify them quickly. We'll let them down gently. It's either a yes or no or maybe. We don't mind talking to the clients. I have 20 seats behind me that you guys cannot see, actually in front of me, that you guys cannot see, that are filled. They're here on the weekends. I got, there was 2 guys here, 2 more came back. So there's 4 of them calling some late night leads. Don't know if you could hear them in the background. But like I said, team, that's all I really have to say. Any more questions? Going once, going twice. All right, team, that was quick, easy, and painless. A few weeks from now, we're going to have on a guest, a realtor. You guys are getting that. I'm going to start having guests going forward. I'm going to have a title company on. We're going to have an appraiser on, just to give you an idea. Best appraiser in the country, Mr. Robert Vecchione. He'll be on soon, telling you how to prepare your houses, what to do, before your house goes on the market. This way it passes inspection. There are tons of houses that don't go through because of the inspection, whether it's amperage on the box, roof is caving in and they try and cover it with, very thick primer. Bobby catches it all. So he's the best, he's the man. With that being said, team, everyone have a good evening. I am out. Like I said, it's still light, it's getting there. And I was always going to end, if you're on the East Coast, go eat. If you're on the West Coast, you still got time to make dials, team. I'm around. You guys know how to get me. See everyone next Monday, and thank you for tuning in. Questions. When do we do the ad? We do it on Facebook. We have to put your company L and ID housing logo. Shia, no, you should not be advertising for me because again, there's too much advertising. You should not be putting it on there. Just advertise for self-employed mortgages. Advertise, no tax returns needed. Don't get too much. You should not be putting my NMLS number, nor my logo or anything. Then it has to go through my compliance. Then by you putting it up, if there's something wrong with it, they're going to fine you. Just put mortgages for self-employed people, because that can mean an array of things. It keeps you out of harm's way because you're not using any trigger words, and a lot of things can be used as a trigger word. So please, please, please do not put our NMLS number or anything of that nature. Just you want to do generic advertising. You could do mortgages for self-employed people. You're not doing any trigger terms. You could, put, hey, no tax returns needed, no W-2s needed, investment properties welcome, stuff like that. Just don't put conventional, don't put you do mortgages, don't put licensed by, because you're not. That can get you in a lot of trouble. Just keep it very, very, very generic. Plus, if you try to get too specific with your ads, it limits your views and people. You just want to keep it generic. I have a ton of people to go through your leads, so I'd rather cast a wider net, get more people involved. The more people my team could talk to, the more chances you guys have for a mortgage. So yes, we get a lot of things that don't work, but we also get a lot of things that do work. So short answer, please do not put our NMLS number, no logos, none of that nature. Okay? It is 7:03, team. Just to give you guys an idea, okay, we are going to be going over the non-QM and the non-QM umbrella. What encompasses a non-QM, what what type of loans I do that are in the non-QM family. I wanted to do that kind of full circle again, but we do have a lot of new people. We do have a lot of differences in the program.